What's up, friends? Hope you're having a good morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world. Hope it's going great. Hey, I dropped a hot take about Spotify yesterday. Maybe you saw it. A lot of people did. Posted it in a lot of different places. Kind of triggered some folks, which I don't think, my point is never to trigger anybody. But it was to get a good discussion. And we had one. So if you haven't seen that post, there's some really great comments on my personal page. So if you go to yesterday, look specifically for, there's a little thread in there from a comment from a guy named Wes and Nathan. And both of those takes, I think, are really, really important. I'm going to talk a little bit about it right now. I think, I riled up a lot of people. They're like, screw Spotify. We're done with all streaming. Because I said they don't pay us enough to care about our streams, which is true in some ways. So I think, and I mentioned this to some people yesterday too, even if Spotify didn't pay us a dime, like I've got music on Spotify. If they didn't pay me at all, I'd still have my music there. Even if they were making money off of it and I was making nothing, because my fans are on there. So my fans are using Spotify. They're using Apple Music. I say Spotify and I mean every streaming. Spotify is just the biggest, so it's a good catch-all. But I have my music on every streaming platform because that's where most people right now are listening to music. So my whole thing is like, I love my fans. I want them to be able to listen wherever they go. So I need to be where they are. Even if those people, I love that they pay me. And it always pays enough to keep it on the services. So it's like, I paid for it once 8 years ago. And even though I haven't been like super active as an artist, it just keeps going. So I'd still keep it on there if they didn't pay me though. And here's why. Well, I told you why. The fans are there. So I think how we think about Spotify and streaming stuff is really important. What I really wanted to challenge yesterday is this thought that I see too many people having, that if I could just get my streams up, I'll be fine. If I could just get enough Spotify followers, I'll be fine. Whatever that means, right? If I could just hit 1 million streams someday, and it's like, well, 1 million streams is great if you're doing it once a month or something, right? Like the math just doesn't work out, right? If you want to do this full time, you can't throw all your eggs in that basket. You can't throw all of your expectation, all of your revenue into something so passive that you honestly have little control over. I mean, there are ways that we can manipulate it. There are ways that we can funnel people that way. And, we can pay for advertising specifically for that. We can pay for discoverability on playlists and yada, 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 right? There's a lot of things. But if we really want to make some money, there's nothing like direct to fan relationships. You've got super fans in your community. I've talked about this enough in the last few weeks, but most likely around, like if you've grown a really big audience and haven't super nurtured the super fan stuff, most likely around 3 to 4% of your community is super fans. And those people, they want to chip in quite a bit every single year, or at least they're wired to, right? So maybe they're not actively super fans with you. Maybe you haven't given them the opportunities. But when we're talking super fans, we're talking like $100 a year in profit at least. And so in order for a super fan to give you $100 profit a year on Spotify, like they have to listen to you nonstop on like probably multiple accounts. Like the math just doesn't add up. Same goes for like, cool, we released a line of t-shirts. It's like, how many t-shirts is that person going to buy? We got to diversify what we offer them because they want to invest in us. They don't want us to have to beg for cash every time that we want to do something, right? If your van breaks down or if you need a trailer, like they'll pitch into the group, to the GoFundMe and on the Kickstarters and stuff, but that's not how they want to fund you. They want to fund you through experiences and stuff and exclusives and all that fun stuff. So I think we just need to look at streaming the right way. We need to think of it as one of the ways that we get revenue. It's passive, so it's great that like we don't have to necessarily do anything. But sometimes it's just laziness that keeps us there going, yeah, well, I need Spotify money and that'll be fine. It's like, how's that working for you, man? If it's working, don't mess with it. You know, I talked to a couple people yesterday that they're like, dude, Spotify sends me checks of like 10, 15 grand a month. It's like, awesome. Keep doing that, man. Like, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I bet you can make even more if you started selling merch, if you started offering stuff direct to your fans, and I'm sure that they do. For everybody else, it's got to be one of the many, many, many ways that we're allowing fans to invest back in us. And why do they invest back in us? It's because they love us so much. We, like you as an artist, we as artists add so much value to people's lives. It's not that we're better than anybody, but these super fans, they get to the point of really needing us, and we need them. And so in order to really nurture that relationship, we got to give them opportunities to invest in us on a regular basis, and we need more than streaming. So sorry this is a bit longer than usual. I love you guys. Hope that helps. Drop a comment, react if that was helpful, or if you got questions about that. I'm always glad to make time and help clarify some of that stuff. So Spotify, it's not everything, but it's not nothing. All right, see you guys.